video games lessen anxiety. They can effectively lessen anxiety that engaging in gameplay triggers a flow state, providing a healthy mental distraction while reducing stress and negative emotions. Specific types of games like casual, puzzle, and specially designed mental health games offer accessible ways to regulate your emotions and unwind. So, like, I want to say that, like, Timberborn is kind of like a puzzle casual game until all your fucking beavers die, and then it's fucking stressful, and then you're filled with negative emotions. Project Zomboid's the same kind of way. Yeah, you want to say it helps lessen anxiety, but that game reeks of anxiety. It stinks. Where it's just like, you can't do anything without worrying in that video game. So how is that supposed to lessen your anxiety? You know, I can do Warband pretty nicely because it's just like, I get my ass kicked, I get captured, who cares? I'll flee in a day or two. I'll escape my captors. I'll go start at my party again, or I go up to that. Well, I can't really. I can kind of get into a flow state because I'm not getting knocked out when I get shot once, or when I get hit once. When I have a new character, as it happens. You try taking the kidnapper's mansion, you get shot in the face, and you're like, well, what the fuck, you know? Which you could still have full armor and get shot in the face and be like, what the, you know? Because that just leads to frustration. Or we just do 2 separate Google searches. I can agree with that. It does help me depending on the game, right? Like PZ. But I think that's the thing. You don't have to be as anxious in Project Zomboid if you have another player to help you survive, right? It's no longer, oh my god, it's everyone against you, and you're alone, right? But some people like that. They like the solitude, like, I really just want to hop on PZ. Like, the reason they have horses as single player and not multiplayer is kind of good because it's like your loner cowboy playthrough, right? Just you, your big iron, and your horse, That's it. That appeals to me, It started to appeal to me more than the caveman. It's starting to appeal to me more than just, like, try to clear out Rosewood Prison because, motherfucker, 2,000 zombies later and it's still not empty. PZ does, and does not give me anxiety. But Wizard 101, Timberborn, Stardew, games like that reduce mine. I should try to play Stardew because I've never played it before, but, like, kind of like Graveyard Keeper in that regard, there's no pressing threat. There's actually certain maps on Timberborn where I've seen dormant bombs that have yet to explode. So it's like, and okay, so no, that map's not for my anxiety, Or, like, if you're on, like, a small map like Diorama in Timberborn, that might make you more anxious because it's like, I don't have a lot of space to just kind of spread out and work with it, I like it, but these other games have me stuck in them. Yeah. Like, Windrose is fun too, but, like, it's fun when you're building your base. It's fun when you're doing certain things, but when you're out on the seas and you're getting shot by fucking cannon fire, that's stressful. When you're dying and you have to run all the way back to your body again, like in Valheim, that's just stressful. Some of those maps are harder. Like Valheim, we can say is a pretty good middle of the road, kind of. But even then, I want to say, not really, because raids happen. You're going to have to fight the boss, and there's a level of anxiety there where it's like, I don't want to do this, I really don't want to, I agree, Valheim can be balanced. Sometimes, yes. When you're worried about your pigs dying, it's like, and then enough of those things happen, you start to associate stress with the game, and you can't even play. God, is that why I don't play video games anymore? Because I just associate them with, like, work. Just busy work, 6 days of freedom, but that one damn day. Right. I can't, like, you can be, geez, Rick, 6 days of freedom, but that one damn day, every 7 days, Rick, it fucking sucks. Video games can increase anxiety if they're competitive, fast-paced, or used to avoid real-world problems. Okay, so I can see how, like, some games are definitely competitive and they're definitely fast-paced, and that's where the anxiety comes from, where it's like, I want to go. The impact largely depends on the type of game, your gaming habits, and your underlying mental health. Fast-paced shooters, ranked multiplayer matches, or permadeath mechanics can trigger an adrenaline response, elevating your heart rate and cortisol levels. Go on a fucking walk or a jog if you want to increase your heart rate. COD is good for inducing anxiety. Can confirm. And now there's like open, it's like a battle royale. That to me is the most anxiety. Like, what is the most stressful game you can play? Horror. Horror. That's what it is. It ain't Fortnite. It's fucking horror. That's why I don't even want to touch. As somebody with anxiety, I don't want to play horror games because it's just gonna make it worse, you know. Loud sounds, flashing visuals, and intense storylines can overload your nervous system, especially if you're already prone to stress. And I feel like some people can just deal with stress better than others. Whereas, in some cases, it's just like, I feel like the more stress you go through, the less it like lessens your tolerance for it, you know?